Hello, my name is Karen Tardieu. Thank you for joining me today. I'm a metaphysical relationship coach, which simply means that I use my knowledge of universal laws to help people understand their relationships with themselves, with people around them, with health, wealth. So everything is about the relationship you have, is how you feel about whatever it is that you're facing. So one of the my purpose, like I've said, is to really help you to demonstrate using two laws in focusing on two laws, which is the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect. So the law of cause and effect is a law which basically states that whatever you put out, you get back. So that means that whatever you think has to come back to you. So if you have a positive feeling most of the time during the day, that means you'll be getting back a lot of positivity from people. And if you have a negative feeling, you will be getting back a lot of negativity from your circumstances. And so that's just how it is, and that's going to be your life, and you'll be that's going to be your experience. So you won't understand when people are saying, life's good, when all you hear or feel is, how bad things are. So that's law of cause and effect. Now, why is it important to really understand it? It is really fine-tuning what we call manifestation. It's because it's intermingled. So I'll give you a quick description of law of attraction, which is like attracts like, then increases its momentum, and it is also the law of good timing. What does that mean? It means you're thinking of something in your head, and you're most likely to see it. So you're thinking of a car which has 777 all the time, then you're most likely to see a car with 777. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you had it on your mind, and therefore you'll see it. So you could use this for many things. I want to earn, or I want to win so much, or whatever you put in your mind, you will most likely get it. The only thing that stops us from getting the things that we want are the other thoughts, the thoughts which go against what we want. So that becomes a tug of war. So what I want to do is, we all understand like attracts like. So we all understand that whatever is happening to us has been attracted to us by us. There's no assertion. There's no law of assertion. People don't do things to us. That's important to understand, and really maybe stop the tape and think about it. There's no law of assertion. We're talking about physical laws here. Everything that happens to you because you have called it, you have attracted it. You have something within you which is active, which is of that nature. So when you're fighting, for example, with your partner or somebody at work, your colleague, you have to ask yourself first and foremost, why did I attract this? Okay, ask yourself. And then the second question would be, what would be the reason for me to attract that? Why would I bring this to myself? And then ask, what am I learning from this? Is there something, am I learning something? Most of the time, we have to learn to be unconditional. That means being able to be in a situation and focus solely on what you want from it, even when what you see is not what you want from it. So your partner comes to you, shouts at you, your reaction, your normal human reaction would be to shout back. But if you understand law of cause and effect, that means you're going to get back a lot of that negativity. Okay? And then you can only attract that from him, the negativity from him, because now you have that negativity in you, right? That's the law of attraction. So he comes to shout, you start a shouting match, and that becomes the momentum that grows. You walk out of the house. What do? You take your car, you drive. What do? You crash into somebody who's also in the same kind of mood as you. And then, I mean, it just gets worse. It just gets worse. And that's when you see momentum unfolding. So how do you stop it to getting it to the crash? So Abraham Hicks gives the analogy of a rock falling from the mountain. You know, how do you stop the rock from falling from the mountain? So you stop it before it goes down. And how do you stop it before it goes down? Is when your partner's walking in and you feel something in you, and he says something or she says something, and you feel something. That first feeling of discomfort is your cue to either smile, take a deep breath, and say, okay, oh, I feel what's going on. There's a momentum coming here. Take a deep breath. If you don't like what they're saying, at that point, you can just walk out of the room, all right? And take a deep breath, do something else. And then ask yourself the question, why did I feel like that? Why was I triggered by that? That will take you to something, a belief that you hold about that particular thing. Because what law of attraction does is brings everything to the surface. If you, for example, have some beliefs that you don't know that you have, when you are triggered, it is your cue. That is a belief. You hold a belief which goes against your truth as a human being. So yeah, triggers are messages. This does not resonate with who you are, because at our core we are joy, we are happiness. So you have two choices. You can either fight back, or you can say, wow, I was triggered. Why am I so angry when someone doesn't agree with me, or when my partner doesn't understand, doesn't see things my way? Why? You can ask yourself. Then you can look and try and figure out where you get it in your head that everybody needs to think the same way as you do. Everybody's allowed to have a different opinion and see things different way. So what happens is that then when you understand that you have somehow a belief that you got perhaps from your family, or as you grew up, or your environment, or where you grew up, or your church, you were told something, and when someone is doing something different, it really makes you uncomfortable. That's a belief that you're going against your true self. So then you have to unlearn it, because this person is telling you it's not like that. Not all of us think like your family, or your community, or your country, or we also have other communities, and we think a different way, and we're brought up to be, to view life and perceptions in different way. So yours is not the only way. That's the thing, And when you understand that, and you actually start being much more accommodating, because everybody's here too. You're here, but everybody else is here. And you realize that actually it is the beauty of it all. And it is okay if your partner doesn't get you, because nobody will ever get you. But you have to get yourself. That's the most important. And you cannot be triggered because you don't like what you see, That means you're saying the world must change in order for you to be happy. And that's just not going to happen. So how you know that things have changed for you is how you react when your partner walks in, says the same thing to you. How you react will tell you that you're over that, you're done. You accept her or him and his perception as it is. But then it doesn't mean that you have to, if it's not something you agree with, doesn't mean that you have to accept it into your life. You can then just say, well, in that case, I would like for my, in my head, this is my ideal partner, that my partner walks in, this partner who I love very much, walks in and says this type of thing to me. You can already focus on that. And you see, by just stopping that moment and not necessarily judging them or expecting them to say something that will go against you or trigger you, when you stop that perception, they change. They 100% change. It looks and feels like magic, but something happens once you have an acceptance of that. It's fine for them to say whatever they want to say, as long as you know what you want to, you know them for who they truly are, or for what you want to be said to you. Because remember that you attracted them. They are there, right there next to you, because you attracted them. So they are teaching you something, and as soon as that lesson is learned from you, you move on and it goes away. So understanding how that works in our everyday life can really change the way you go through your day. And so this is a personal example, but this can be at work. It can be with your children as well. It's very it can be applied in all areas. So thank you very much for today, and I'll talk to you later.